Hi, this is Susan Shoemaker from Riggs Asset Management. I'm talking with Bob Graham, president of Riggs Asset Management, and we're here to talk about 2024. We just finished a very positive year in 2023, and once again, we're back at looking at the charts and trying to determine how the election cycle will impact the stock and bond markets.
Historically, when you look at election years, and if you go back to, let's say, 1950, and if you look at all election years, regardless of who wins, you find that there's a fairly consistent pattern to how the stock market behaves throughout that year. Mm-hmm. So if we want to, we can break that up into the 4 quarters. So now between the end of March, let's say, historically the markets tend to be choppy. They can be down a little bit or up a little bit, flat, but the market is really going to probably be choppy between now and March, and we talked about that in our newsletter. This is a really good opportunity to figure out exactly where you want to be and build positions that you're confident in, and that's kind of what we're going through right now.
Right.
And then if we think about the second quarter, it tends to be a little bit firmer. There seems to be, at that point in time, you kind of know who the candidates are going to be, mm-hmm. and the markets kind of say, okay, well, if it's X or if it's Y, we can move forward with this. And interestingly enough, the summer tends to be pretty strong. Mm-hmm. Then as we get closer to the election, we find that markets pull back going into the election as there's some uncertainty. But then once the candidate is chosen, regardless of party, the markets tend to rally very strongly into year end. So our expectation is that we'll see something similar to that. Choppy at first, gradually improving into late summer, maybe a pullback into the election, and then a strong year end. So we're looking for a good year this year, opportunity to structure portfolios to take advantage of the situation, and overall, I think a positive outcome for equities for 2024.
And really keying on for certainty being the thread in all of the pivots that we have.
Absolutely. I mean, again, by the time you get to the summertime, you know who the candidates are going to be.
Right.
Once you have the election, you know who the next president's going to be.
Right.
And then, regardless of who that person is or what party they come from, most companies realize, okay, I have a basic understanding of the rules of the road. We'll move forward.
Right. Make some decisions.
And the markets tend to do pretty well during election years. We'll see what happens in 2024, but overall, I'm pretty optimistic.
Great. Thanks for that roadmap.
Great.